Hello everyone, Daryl the Northern Vinyl Guy back at you with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be actually splitting this into two different parts. This is a recent vinyl finds video. I recently returned from my summer vacation, and while I was on vacation, I did have a chance to go to some thrift stores and to a Sunrise Records and things like that, one antique shop. And while I was there, I was able to pick up some cheap records. And so this episode covers when I was in Leamington, Ontario, and when I was in Windsor, Ontario on my vacation. I did end up going to some thrift shops and a Sunrise Records. So I will go over some of the records that I picked up while I was there and what I think. And then in the second part of well, I'll have a part two of my vinyl finds. It'll be from when I went to St. Thomas, Ontario. I was on a father and son's day, and we stopped into a couple of thrift stores and an antique shop while I was in St. Thomas, Ontario. So yeah, with that, you'll get to see some of the picks, some of the records that I recently acquired on my vacation. Before I do so, though, if you are a new viewer to my channel, please click the subscribe button if you like what you see, and leave a thumbs up, and definitely leave some comments in the section below. I always like to hear what everyone in the vinyl community has to say. So without further ado, I'm going to get on with the vinyl finds. And so the first place that I stopped when I was in Leamington, it was a rainy day. We had brought the kids to the park and stuff like that. We went to Point Pelee, Ontario. And then once we got to Leamington, I was able to stop at a Value Village. Now, Value Village, one of those stores, sometimes it is overpriced. Each of these records, though, was $2. So I couldn't pass them up. The first one is, I would say, probably the biggie for me on this one, was the Michael Sembello, what is it called, Bossa Nova Hotel. And this is the one that has Maniac, the song Maniac, and of course, you know, one of those nice cheap 1980s covers. And it did come with the nice inner sleeve and the lyrics. So yeah, I think that was pretty good for $2. And I mean, the record is in very good condition on the Warner Brothers label. So I think I scored well on that one. All right, the second album that I picked up, I'm not sure. This is a blind buy, this one here. They were all $2. But a band called Kitsch, and their album On the Equator. It's looking like more like congas and saxophones, trombones. On the backside, you know, it's pretty dull backside. But I was trying to do some research on these guys. Didn't find too much about them. There's only 6 songs on this album, and it's on Ben Mac label on the Equator. So Kitsch. All right. Number 3, if you remember this track, Nuttin' for Christmas by Chandelier. I was able to get a copy of this. Chandelipso, Disco 45 RPM. So Nuttin' for Christmas on the one side. And so that's on this side here. And then on the back side, Chandelipso. So we've got a 2-song 45 Chandelier. All right, then we are moving into the 1960s and the Sandpipers, Come Saturday Morning. You know, I'm not too familiar with this particular band. The 1960s look here, but The Long and Winding Road is probably the track that most people would know from this one. So that's the Sandpipers, and that is came with the inner sleeve, all these things that you could possibly buy back in the day. Guantanamera, you can see the sandpipers up here on this one on the label. That's kind of cool, but it did come with that. And I mean, it does have a hairline fracture on the one side, but for the most part, this A&M label looking pretty decent here. So that's the sandpipers. And then we have the Mighty Sparrow, the greatest. All right, and so got a little bit of calypso type music here again, piano music, and yeah, came here on Jet Age label. All right, kind of cool there. So another blind buy, not too familiar with that. And then last but not least, we got a little bit of shadow dancing, got some disco music here, and Andy Gibb. This one still has the shrink on it, although the back side of this has been written on $5.99 and stuff like that. But you know, it's shadow dancing. I mean, can't go wrong with that. I do like the Bee Gees and you know, Andy when he went solo there. This one is on the RSO label. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of cleanup on this one. It is definitely dusty, but nothing major in the damage department. So yeah, $2 a piece. I could not pass those up at Value Village. And then when I was done at Value Village, I went into downtown Leamington, and there was a Mennonite. It's a thrift store run by the Mennonites, and it is called MCC Thrift Shop. That is in downtown Leamington, Ontario. I picked up a whole pile of a stack. I'm just gonna grab them here. I don't usually collect 45s, but they were 25 cents a piece. So I grabbed a stack of the 45s. You know, they're in pretty, whatever. Some of them are in decent condition, some of them not. But got a little bit of, you know, Jack Wagner, some 1910 Fruit Gum Company. Got some Paula Abdul. I thought this one here, the Bubble Puppy Hot Smoke and Sassafras, I thought that was a pretty cool one. What else do we have? Coven, One Tin Soldier. We got some Night Ranger. We got some Carib music with Nassau Beach. Got a little bit of Michael Bolton right here. When I'm back on my feet again. The Angels. My boyfriend's back. The Chi-Lites. Have you seen her? Tommy Rose, Dizzy. I'm not going to go through them all, but, you know, a little bit of 80s, 70s, 60s. They're all there. They're all there, so I'm not going to go through them all. But that was kind of cool that I picked up all them. They were all 25 cents each, so, you know, pretty straightforward stuff. But then I did pick up some 3 vinyl records. 2 of them were 25 cents, 45s, or not 45s, but 33s. First one is Alabama's 40-hour work week. And of course, 40-hour week for a living. That's probably the main track on here. There's no way. I Want to Know You, Before We Make Love, Fireworks. Etc. So, man, you know, not one of their greatest albums, but, you know, it was in decent shape. It was 25 cents. All right, then go a little more disco here. I also picked up Donna Summer's The Wanderer, and of course, that's the title track, the main track on here. But it also has Looking Up, Breakdown, Grand Illusion, Running for Cover, Cold Love, Who Do You Think You're Fooling, Nightlife, Stop Me. So some Donna Summer. That was 25 cents. And then as I was walking to the cash, There was a case, some stuff was cased in there. Some of the records in there were like 25, 30 bucks. But then I saw one. I'm not really a jazzy, bluesy, though I don't really have that much in my collection, if any. But I'd heard that Count Basie is a decent one. And this is the Basieland album. Now, when I was looking this one up on Discogs, I paid $5 for this one, so it's in good condition. I couldn't pass it up. I mean, even on Discogs, it's within the same range here. But Basieland, this is a Canadian press. I can tell down here at the bottom. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have to input this one into Discogs because there is no Canadian pressing, at least not one that I could find in Discogs. So when I'm updating my collection, I'm going to put in a submission and see how that goes. So I'm really looking forward to giving this one a listen. If anybody has any comments or feedback about Basieland, Count Basie's Basieland, please let me know. But that was a cool one that I found at MCC Thrift in Leamington, Ontario. Once we left Leamington, we went back to where my wife and I met in the city of Windsor, Ontario. For those of you that are in the US, that is the border city to Detroit, Michigan. So I know that there's some members of the VC that are from Michigan. And I went into Devonshire Mall in Windsor. And a few weeks ago, I was listening to an evening program. Rob from Northern Revolutions on his program had mentioned to me in the comments section and out loud that Amanda Marshall was going to be releasing her, I think it was 1996 or 1995 album, 1995 I think it is, Tuesday's Child, and he said that it could come out at any time. He had actually talked to Amanda Marshall via some chat stuff, and she said be on the lookout for it. Well, when I was flipping through the records at Sunrise in Windsor, I found Amanda Marshall's Tuesday's Child, and I'm ecstatically stoked about this record. I have opened it, but I have not yet listened to it. Still got the hype sticker, price tag. I know it was 50 bucks, but that is just what you get when you go into a record store these days. But this is the one that has her hits: Believe in You, Love Lift Me, If I Didn't Have You, Never Said Goodbye. Great album. I am a proponent. I support her. I've talked about her debut album, the self-titled one, on a few videos before. So I thought I would end this off on a Canadian note. But Amanda Marshall's Tuesday's Child. I'm really excited about this one. So those are some pickups that I had in the first couple of cities that I got a chance to go to for some vinyl finds. I will be creating a second vinyl finds video that goes over St. Thomas on my father and son's day while my wife was out golfing with her sister. So if you liked these albums or you have comments about them, if you know a little bit more about them, please feel free to leave some comments in the section below. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, leave some comments down below. And until next time, everyone, stay safe and have a great one.